Hello, Double GDP community. We are back with our CSM Sprint update ending 22nd of July 2020. My name is Penny, CSM at Double GDP, joined by Mutale, CSM at Double GDP as well. So just giving you a bit of what has been going on through this past sprint. Obviously, we have spoken about the AIR program that you may be aware of if you've watched our previous updates. And so the AIR program is the artist in residence and we have 3 artists right now that are living on site at one of the houses. They are painters and sculptors, and it's been an ongoing. It will be ongoing for the next 2 months. In addition to that, we've had to do events. So Chena, in conjunction with Nkwashi, is doing events or has events lined up for the next 2 months. We've already had 2 events so far. Just this past Saturday, we had a picnic and Afropolis string quartet event, and that went well. And before that, we had a picnic and poetry event. And so those are some of the events that they have lined up along those lines. Actually, the other one was Art with Raphael. And so the turn-up that we had for the first event was actually tremendous. It helped us in that we actually hit our weekly active user goal. The past event didn't have as great a turn-up. We did have a lot of promising people that would show up, but people didn't come. It could be due to many things, but maybe one of the things being that right now in Zambia, there has been a spike in COVID cases. And I think people are sort of taking, the preventive measures and making sure maybe they're not in open places. So that is one of the things that is we're actually focusing on right now at Double GDP, just making sure that there's momentum with the AIR program through events, through other things planned that I probably shouldn't say now. But yes, in the past sprint, we had 2 events, and they were actually very helpful in creating engagement on the application.
Yeah. So another thing that we have been doing, like mentioned in the previous update that we did, would be calling clients. So that has kind of continued, and it has been going well so far. We've learned quite a lot from picking up the phone again and reaching out to clients. So that has been kind of been a bittersweet experiment so far, because in that we find out that clients are actually experiencing certain struggles with accessing the application. So yeah, that has been a good thing for us. At the same time, that we kind of now understand where they're coming from. So I'll just let Penny kind of categorize exactly the feedback that we got from clients.
Right. I think one of the responses that we've gotten from clients was that there was a bug with adding the application to the home screen. And so, very little expectation for a client to come back to you and say, oh, I didn't manage. Very few clients do that. The minute the others realize it's not working, they'll just probably log off. So that was one of the issues, was that our add to home screen feature was not working. There was a bug in that. And so a lot of clients failed to add it to their home screen. The second thing is that, actually, before I actually go to the second thing, the other time Mutal and I were having a discussion regarding, the importance of adding the application to the home screen. And I know Mutale had great insights on why that's important. Maybe if you could share.
Yeah, so if a client is unable to add the application to the home screen, which is supposed to be done automatically when they click on the link, they open the app, most of them do not know how to do it manually themselves. So sometimes you'd have to take that extra step to kind of guide them on how to add a link to their home screen manually. But then the other insight that we got was, if they do not have the app on their home screens, they do not see the Nkwashi app unless they forget that, okay, there's actually a Nkwashi app, and they forget that there's this amazing app that they can actually reach out to Nkwashi on if they have any queries of any kind, or they need to be updated when it comes to certain things going on at Nkwashi. So it's kind of a disadvantage in the sense that they don't have it on their phones, then they do not know about it. And the only way they'll be updated is if we send them SMSs with a link attached to it. And then it's probably, and then some client feedback that we've also gotten is that, well, I'll not click on the SMS there and then, but I'll click on it another time when I am less busy. And then they tend to forget. So what would usually happen in a normal setting is that if someone wants to check a notification, they'll open the app because they have it on their phone. But then some clients will not always remember to say, oh, actually received an SMS yesterday, so let me check my SMSs again, because they have to filter through so many SMSs because we're not the only ones who are sending the messages. So having the app on their phones would be a very, very, very helpful advantage for us, I feel. Yeah, and in addition to that, we have been having client feedback meetings as well. We reach out to certain clients we want to speak to who probably haven't logged into the application in a while. And we get feedback from them on how they're using it, if it benefits them in any way, and if they have any advice that they can give us, if they want to see any features of the application. So that has been particularly insightful on having these meetings with them, because we're able to kind of keep that relationship with clients, and they're able to be very open to us. So these meetings have been extremely helpful getting specific client feedback from them.
Yeah. I mean, you know, obviously we've seen the transparency with clients, being open enough to explain what their struggles are. You know, so some of them we speak to them via WhatsApp calls. Others will blatantly tell us, listen, I didn't have bundles. Or others will say, listen, I don't have a smartphone right now. I will only afford a smartphone at the end of the month. You know, and so those again are clients that we follow up on, especially if they say they will get it at the end of the month. If they give us a timeline, we're able to call them and say, oh, okay, are you able to add it to your home screen now? So that is our sprint update for the past 2 weeks. We can't wait to give you another one in the next 2 weeks. We have exciting features that we're rolling out and hoping to use them to better the product and to also accelerate growth for the client. That's all from the CSM side of things, unless you have anything to add. All right, until next time, goodbye.